Good afternoon, everyone. This is Donnie, Standing Goats Rescue. I just came up and picked up some feed, and I'm headed home. I'm in Chipley, Florida right now, at Brickyard Feed and Seed, which is at the corner of Brickyard Road and State Road 77. There's a little shopping outlet, and it's right next to Brickyard Market. Really good feed store. Highly recommend them. They're privately owned, Christian owned and operated, and their prices are really fair. And a lot of times they're really cheap, but they have sales on feed. Quite often, at least once a month, they'll put one of the brands of feed on sale for an entire week. And it's normally anywhere from $1 to $3 cheaper a bag, which is a huge help when you go through as much feed as we do. Come on, people. But right now I've got we got 800 pounds of feed, and that'll last us about 3 days. But I'm headed home. I'm gonna feed the animals, and I'm gonna try to get a show done tonight. I've got the articles, the new stuff that we're going to be moving into. I've got them with me. I went to the over to the property today, and I've got a shooting house. Chris and I put a shooting house up over there. We don't hunt it regularly, but we do go through there. We try to maintain the deer population, and we'll take out any aggressive deer that are being violent toward the young and the does. We'll take them out. If we have any that are injured, we'll target them. And if we have any that are showing signs of disease, like the chronic wasting disease, then we'll target those. But we do not hunt there normally. Out of the last 6 years, we've hunted, I think, 3 or 4 times up there. It hasn't been much. But anyhow, while I was up there, the shooting house, it's on a 12-foot tower or a 14-foot tower, and there's a little metal frame structure on the top. It's got a sheet metal roof on it, but the little house part, the blind, is wrapped in a really thick vinyl, 3 or 4 layers of vinyl. And the red wasps have built nests in between those layers of vinyl. Very large nests. It is incredible how many wasps are in that shooting house. But I haven't been able to line it up to where Chris is off and I am off at the same time to go up there to do that. So today, I went up there. There's a big pine tree right next to the shooting house. Sorry about that. I love water. But I've got a 100-foot rope with me. I threw it over a big limb on that pine tree, and I climbed up the frame for the shooting house. You can't go up the ladder at the back because the hornets start at the top of the ladder, and the nest is about 2 foot, about 1.5 feet wide and about 2 foot tall, the main one. There's 5 or 6 nests in it. The other ones are about like that. But there are so many hornets in that thing, or wasps, whatever they are. They sting. But I had to climb up the outside, and I tied my rope as high as I can get it, right at the base of the shooting house part, the actual thing that you climb inside. And then, so I had it going over from the top of the shooting house over that high limb, and then down to the ground. It went around a small oak tree about that big around, and then I tied it to the front of the van. Well, I gave it just enough slack that as I pried on that shooting house, the tower, the whole assembly, I got it to start toppling over, and it got to a point and it stopped. When the rope got taut, it stopped, so it was kind of balanced there. And then I was able to get inside the van and kind of ease forward and then lower it to the ground as I was easing up. Well, it went down to the point it rested on a bunch of growth, a bunch of shrubs and small brush. And so the shooting house part was about 8 foot off the ground. I couldn't get it to go to the ground. So I had to take the rope loose from the front of the van, take it out from around the oak and off the pine tree, and then I had to reroute it and run it straight to the bumper, or to the little tie down point on the van. And then I had to back up and start pulling it. And when I pulled it, it kind of dropped, and it dropped where the bottom of it was about 5 foot off the ground. In that jar, that sudden jar, I've got a swivel chair that we use when we're using that, and it stays inside of it. Well, that chair kind of blew out of the door, and it hit the ground, and a bunch of hornets come with it. They were all over. They were mad. Well, then I just sat there a minute and waited, because they were flying around the van, and so they all went back over there, and we're kind of just around the shooting house. So I started backing up again, and it was sliding toward me, and then all of a sudden it came loose. Whatever was supporting it off the ground, it came loose, and it fell that last 5 feet, and it smacked the ground pretty hard. And when it did, it looked like a tornado was coming up out of that thing. There were so many wasps. It was just a black plume of what looked like smoke, and they were bouncing off the glass all around the van. I mean, just, you could hear them hitting the glass, tick, 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 all around it. Well, I had the windows cracked because it was so hot. I kept having to get in and out of it, so I just kept the windows cracked. Well, when I realized they were hitting the glass, and I was watching them, I had 2 or 3 on this window, and I realized if they had went up 2 inches, they had a gap. They could have come in. And so I'm panicking, trying to get all the windows up. I got the windows up. I had to wait. They knew I was in the van, and they were all around it, nailing the glass, trying to get to me. And I sat there like this, watching. I didn't want to move, and I didn't want them to know that I was inside of it. So they finally stayed. They went back around the shooting house, and I had to get out and untie the rope from the front of the van. It was a nightmare. But I finally got the rope untied, and I got the van pulled kind of away from it. Well, the back end, the part that sits on the ground, it's just it's metal pipe about that big around. It's pretty light, but it's light because the structure, the shooting house, is on the top, which was laying on the ground, and so it kind of, that weight pulling down made the wide end really light on the ground. So I grabbed it, and I wanted to pull it out, get it out of the brush to where the whole thing was sitting in the open on the dirt. And when I pulled it out, it woke them up, and they poured out, and I took off running. I dove in the van and put it in gear and took off, and they were hitting the van. They followed me almost to the gate to get out, and I don't know how many hornets were there, but it was a lot. And if one of the big guys go around that thing tonight, they're going to get set free. They are going to get it, because them bugs are mad. Those are racist bugs. If you're any color at all, they will attack you. They don't like nothing alive and nothing moving. But anyhow, that's what I did today, or this afternoon. That's why I'm so wet. I've been sweating. I went up there. It was pouring rain when I got there. And the time I got the van over by the shooting house and was deciding how to go about taking it down, the rain stopped. And it worked, the timing worked out perfect. And I did not get ate up this time. The hornets did not get me. I got one that's still in the van, I got the AC as cold as it would go, and he's sitting in the back on that back door back there. He's still sitting back there. He's not moving. He's chilling out. I thought he would have flown out when we was at the feed store, because I opened the back hatch to put the feed in it, and he was on the hatch. And when I closed it, he's still in there. He never moved. He may have stung the plastic and he's stuck. I don't know. But anyway, I'm heading home. If it works out right, I've got to wait till Kim and Rosie go to bed before I do a show, because we have a fan inside the living room. It is a barn fan. Very, very loud. It's got it's got a low speed and a high speed. The low speed, it sounds like a Cessna airplane. The high speed, it sounds like one of them Huey helicopters. That thing is ridiculously loud. But there's no way I can do a show if Kim and Rosie are up, because they got that thing running on the high speed. Then they got the television turned up to about 80%, and you can't hear. You can't hear anything in there. But maybe I'll be able to do something tonight. I want to do the show. I want to do these articles. This is the new stuff, and it's not about the Sasquatch. This is pertaining to the werewolf creatures, the Dogman beings. It's the information from the key eyewitnesses about the supposed attacks, the different reports. I have not read any of it. I haven't even read one paragraph on any of the pages. I don't like to read them. It would help if I read them first before we did it on a show, or before I filmed it, because then it'd be like proofreading. When I go to read it, it would come out a lot smoother. But I want to hear it at the same time that all of you hear it. And it's just how I am. I do things a little different than most people. But we're going to get into that. We got quite a bit of it. And our brother Don Moore, he's who provided this for us. And he's got more. Right now, I'm sitting on quite a bit. Everything in that notebook right there, that's what that is. And I was going to record today when I got done with the shooting house, but I didn't think I would get that hot and nasty. I did not. Normally I bring a couple extra shirts with me, and I bring a towel. And I've got a bag of the hypoallergenic wipes. It doesn't have the perfumes and all that stuff. It's just plain wipes. And I'll kind of do one of them show shine quick washes with them. But I didn't bring none of that with me. So I use paper towels, but I want to get home, get cleaned up. I feel really nasty, and I didn't want to be dripping sweat all over the pages trying to read that. So we're going to do that on a show. And hopefully I'll do it tonight. I don't know that I'm going to be able to edit this and get it put up tonight. Today is Wednesday, the 27th. You may end up seeing this tomorrow, and I may do a show tonight. But either way, we're going to get it out to you. And I just want to just do a brief video, let you know what was going on, what I had got accomplished today, which wasn't a lot, but we got some stuff done. Do not have the Suburban fixed yet. I've got the parts. I got the radiator is sitting in place, and I had to replace the oil cooler lines, and I cannot get them where they hook up to the motor. There's little wire clips that go in there and hold them in place, and I cannot get them clips in for the life of me. And so I've got to take the fittings off the motor where the hoses clip in. I got to take them off and then clip them on the hoses and then try to put them back on. I don't know how else to get them on. But as soon as I can get the Suburban running, I've got to take the tractor up to the property, and I've got to do a little work up there. and I will be filming that because there's a very high chance that I'm gonna have some type of activity, and I hate it, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna walk away from, our future and Rosie's future over these wood people, these forest people. We can live alongside them just fine if they act right. If we have a problem with them, we'll remove part of what they required to be there. We'll remove their cover. Get rid of it, and maybe they'll move on, and we'll be good to go. I don't want to get into a battle with these things. You may be able to take one or two of them out, but they are going to win in the long run, and I do not want to deal with that. I don't want our animals hurt. I don't want my family hurt. I'd rather them just do their thing, and I'll do my thing, and we'll just not bother one another. But I'm headed home, guys. I will definitely be seeing you. I'm going to try really hard to make this happen tonight. As soon as I get home, we're going to feed the animals. I'm going to get cleaned up, and I'm going to try to get something going. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually put up a banner. Hey, we're going to do a show in an hour. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that. By the time I get the computer online, and since I haven't been on it in so long, it'll probably have to go through some updates again, and then get logged into StreamYard. Half the night will already be gone, and I want to get it going. I'll probably just do a show and just get it live, and just wait till people start showing up, and we'll chat about nothing until we get our normal family shows up, and then we'll get on with the articles. That's the plan. But I love you all. You have an absolutely phenomenal evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. May God bless you, your family, and all that you guys and gals do. If there's anything I can do for you, if you need to contact me, if you have any information to share with me, please don't send it on to the Facebook. The Facebook is for the goats only. We don't do anything in regards to the Sasquatch or anything like that on the Facebook. I do not get on the Facebook at all. I don't mess with it. It's just not my thing. I don't have time. My life is too busy and too abundant to be involved with Facebook. Kim handles all of that. It takes everything I got just to maintain the channel. Between my duties as a father, a husband, and a farmer, I am just way overwhelmed and don't have a lot of time. So if you need to reach out to me, please do it through the email. It's standingghostrescue@yahoo.com. And I'll be seeing you guys soon. Until that time, you guys be safe and be blessed in everything that you do. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.